Welcome to My Lines, brought to you by Colin Boynton. Welcome to this latest episode of my poetry podcasts, the place where I share my world of words. For this, my 50th episode, I dedicate it to someone who I have admired for many years now. Recently, I have been feeling inspired by the late great Joyce Grenfell, who died in 1979. I've always enjoyed the writings of this lady, whether it is her poetry or monologues. So I'll begin with a piece I wrote after getting inspired by reading her words, with a piece which is called Turn Back the Clock. Turn back the clock, and read some poems and rhymes, written many years ago, in the good olden times. Turn a page, then turn a page, and read the book again. Monologues and witty words, all written way back then. Words of wisdom, words of sense, all written on a page. Observations made of life, then acted on a stage. Sing a song, a simple song, reflections on a life, told in such a simple way without the stress and strife. Funny words or sad words, but words that tell a tale. Written down or spoken, it's words that cannot fail. Turn back the clock to years gone by, we lived in simpler days. But life now rushes by too fast, we live in different ways. Too fast the hands of time go by, too fast the hands of time. We don't take time to pause and stop, to read a poem or rhyme, written many years ago, in the good olden days. We don't appreciate enough the good olden ways. Another new piece I wrote while feeling inspired by Joyce Grenfell is called What to Do. Oh me, oh my, oh dearie me, I got the wrong address, and now I've sent the letter I have made a great big mess. For the person who will get it will read it, there's no doubt, but the words were meant for someone else, and now the secret's out. I did not mean to gossip, the tale's not mine to tell. I've only heard a few facts, and then not very well. And you know what people can be like once they've read the word. They'll go and ask somebody else if they have also heard. And so the rumour's started, it's spreading all around. It travels here and travels there, who knows where it is bound? Should I tell somebody now of how this had begun, or should I keep it to myself and let it simply run? And now it has come back to me, I'm not sure what to do. Pass the secret on again as if I never knew? Or should I put a stop to it and end it here and now? I guess that what is done, won't change things anyhow. My next piece is the kind of thing Joyce would have written and performed, and is simply called Three Sisters. There was Mary Ann, Jo and Joanna, all sat around one day. They all sat and looked at each other. They all had nothing to say. Mary Ann looked at Joanna, then Joanna, she looked at Jo. They all stood up together, and then they started to go. The home that they were all living in left the doors open that day. Together they all started walking, and soon they were on their way. The sun was shining so brightly, they didn't need coats or a hat. They started giggling together as they walked along just like that. Their step was just light and so merry, the smiles that they wore were so bright. These sisters all out together, enjoying the bright sunlight. They knew not where they were going, and neither did they all care. As long as the three were together, they would just go on anywhere. They walked and they talked for hours, enjoying the freedom they'd found, and nobody saw they were missing until night time came around. It was Mary Ann, Jo and Joanna who decided they needed a drink, and one drink led to another, and the sisters all started to think. Perhaps they had stayed out for too long, and maybe they should go back home. But the drink had muddled their senses, and all they could do was just roam. They wandered off into the night time, giggling and having some fun, trying to find their way back now their adventure was done. They finally found their way back and quietly crept in the door, hoping they wouldn't be found out, but they tripped and fell to the floor. The three of them burst out with laughter. They found they just could not stop. They sat and they looked at each other. The tears started to drop. For so many months and years now, they hadn't been out on their own, so today was a chance they had taken to get out and walk all alone. The home would not be so happy with the antics that these three had had, behaving like three little schoolgirls, which wasn't really so bad. Why shouldn't they enjoy their lives now? Time was fast running out. Take a lesson in life from these girls now. Never give up. Get about. I recall many years ago hearing a recording by Joyce Grenfell and feeling exactly how the person in the piece must have been feeling. I found that monologue again recently and wrote this piece, which is called Remember This. I'm going away today to see what I can see. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what there'll be. I just might travel near or decide to travel far. I'll journey there by train or drive there in my car. I may be gone for some time. I may be just a while. I know that while I'm gone, my face will wear a smile. I'm going to do the things I always wanted to. Each and every little thing to me will be so new. Before I take my leave of you, I will not say goodbye. I want you to be happy. I ask you to not cry. For when I make my return, there's stories I will tell of all the things I've seen and done, and other things as well. This last piece this week is my final one I was inspired to write after reading through Joyce Grenfell books. It does not bear any relation to any situation I have recently been in, but did happen to me about 20 years ago now. It may even happen to you at some point in time. This piece is simply called Dinner Party Time. Why did we ever say we would? It's always such a bore. It isn't like it's new to us, as we have been before. The night will just go dragging on, and on and on and on. We'll stifle yawns just like we do before the night is done. There's people we have met before, and people we have not. Some we like a little, and some we like a lot. They'll talk and hardly stop on topics we don't know. We'll listen like we're interested until it's time to go. We'll hardly say a single word while eating of the meal. We'll drink a little something, depending how we feel. And when the night is over and time for us to go, we'll take our leave and say goodbye and hope it didn't show. And the crazy thing about it, although it's not our thing, we'll still accept the invites and do it all again. Hope you've enjoyed my tribute to the late actress and writer Joyce Grenfell. If any of you would like to contact me about my words and leave me comments, I would certainly like to hear from you. I hope you've enjoyed my choice for this week's episode. The books I've written are available either from myself or direct from my publishers. For more details, see my website www.collinscorner.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll join me once again next time for another episode of My Lines.